The table of contacts that I'm gonna talk about, first of all, is I'm gonna talk about the abstract, company's introduction, background analysis of the data, um, board of directors and management of data, a company, background analysis of Enfi Corporation, board of directors and management of Enfi Corporation, 5 year time series, financial ratio analysis, liquidity ratios, management efficiency ratios, leverage ratios, profitability ratios. The last one is the growth ratios. Cross-section analysis of ratios of data and fee companies, liquidity ratios, management efficiency ratios, leverage ratios, profitability ratios, growth ratios. Cost, the cost of capital analysis of data, after tax, cost of debit, cost of preferred stock, cost of internal equity using dividends valuation model, cost of internal equity using CAPM, cost of external equity, current capital structure, weighted average cost of capital, and lastly is the conclusion. First of all is the abstract. Data company is leading company founded in 1988 in New York City and provides a worldwide digital service and consulting service. Previously, it was called Data Assurance Income, and in 2012, the company changed its name to Data. Their technology and facilities provide information around the world. In this report, we will study the financial performance of data. It will happen with the help of financial ratio analysis tool. This tool helps to understand the financial strength and weakness of the company. All the required information of the purpose of calculation financial ratios will be taken from the annual report of the company. There are few more ways to analyze company's performance: cash flow statements and cost of capital. But the ratio analysis makes a clearer picture of the profitability, liquidity, leverage, and turnover position of the company. Charts and table will be used for the ratio to make better understanding. There are various competitors of data, but for this report, Enfi Corp has been selected for comparison purpose. All the ratio will be compared with the help of the tables and the charts provided. At the end of the report, the overall conclusion has been provided, which include the company's overall performance over the past 5 years. The background analysis of Data. Data is leading company, as we said, in 1988, and their technology and facilities provided information around the world. It is traded as NASDAQ. The company consisted of 5,000 different people in 8 countries. It has been headquartered at Nexus. Data competes with various companies such as Invoice Technologies, Enfi Corporation, Macmillan India, Apex Data Service, and Enfi Corporation selected for this report. Data works for various business, editor, digital sellers, government agency, etc. The company works in three subdivisions: digital data solution, data advanced data solution, and media intelligence solution. Digital data solution, the company's digital data solution DDS segment provides solution to digital sellers, information service firms, editor and enterprises, and the data manufactures regular ebooks and interactive ebooks over 10 languages. In the data and advanced data solution IADS is involved in the syntax business, helps to extract and organize the data from unstructured form into structured form. Media intelligence solution provides media monitoring, software analysis, and professional service to Canadian government organizations and small and medium-sized companies. The board of directors and management of Innodata is Jack, uh, chairman of board, SEO, president, Anithya, independent director, Raj, principal accounting officer, principal financial officer, Louis, independent director, Ashok, COO, Stewart, independent director, and Hage is independent director. Uh, the the background analysis of Infi Corporation deals in the technology sector and provides uh, mixed single signal uh, um, semiconductor solution to the data center and communications markets internationally. The company was incorporated in 2000 and headquartered in California. Formerly, the company was known as T-Com Communication, but in 2001, the name changed to Infi Corporation. Great performance. The company's high-speed semiconductor solution meets the exact technical requirements of their customers. Infi Corporation's close relation with their customers and excellent engineering make them one of the limited group of semiconductor sellers who provide the necessary solution. The low power consumption significantly influences system operation cost, and companies' high frequencies semiconductor devices usually consume less power than competitors. Faster time to market in this market where the customer require high speed and reliable semiconductor to meet consumers' requirements. Infi Corporation works closely with them and actively involved in their development. The board of directors and management of Infi Corporation uh, Disadado, independent chairman of the board, Richard, general counsel, Ford is the SEO, president director, Ron is the senior VP for the operation and IT. Sam is the lead independent director. Charlie is senior VP and the worldwide sales. John is SFO, security chief accounting officer. And now we will talk about the 5-year time series financial ratio analysis. The first one is liquidity ratios. As the name suggests, liquidity ratio explains the liquid position of the company. In other words, both of the current ratio and the quick ratio tell whether the company has significant resource to pay off its current obligation. The current ratio was 3.39 in 2012, which is decreased to 2.12 in 2016. A decreasing trend suggests that INOD has lower liquidity as compared to the previous years, which may cause difficulty in meeting their obligation. The quick ratio has also gone down from 3.12 in 2012 to 1.88 in 2016. That means there might be a little bit of difficulty in paying off its obligation because of the low quick ratio. The second one is management efficiency ratio. Um, Management efficiency ratios reveal how effectively an organization is managing their assets for the generation of the sales. The account receivable ratio has been showing an upward trend that is 4.81 in 2012 to 6.57 in 2016. That implies that INOD has been doing a good job in the calculation of their account receivable and maintain its average collection period averaging to 67 days. There is no clear trend showing by the total turnover. It has been fluctuating over the past 5 years. A higher ratio tells the company is managing its total asset effectively. The third one is leverage ratio. The stakeholders and investors are more interested in this ratio because it tells how much funds are borrowed by the company to finance their operation. The debit ratio, debt to equity, and the long-term debt equity ratio are nil over the last 4 years and less than 1 in 2016. A ratio less than 1 means more steady business, which is a good thing for INOD. INOD has no interest expense over the past 5 years, which makes the fixed charge coverage ratio and the time interest earned ratio nil. The fourth one is the probability ratio. Probability ratio shows how much profit has been generated by the company in comparison to the expense incurred by the company. The total profit margin is going up and down over the last 5 years. However, it has been increased from 24.92 in 2015 to 25.14 in 2016. That reveals that the company has been generating profits from the sales. The last one is the growth ratios. The growth justify its name, indicating the level of growth of companies as compared to previous years. So the market to book value ratio has gone down from 1.54 in 2012 to nil in 2016. It will not be favorable for the company because a ratio more than 1 makes its investor pay more for stocks than its accounting book values. Cross-section analysis of ratio of data and INFI. Both companies have a current ratio and a quick ratio exceeding 1, which means the company has enough cash to pay off its obligations smoothly, though the low ratio of INOD in comparison to its competitor, give insight into the areas of concern which require further investigation. A management efficiency ratio. The account receivable ratio is more IPHI is more in 2016 as compared for the MP as compared to in data, but in data is doing great in collection of its debtors because the ratio is increasing over the years, whereas MP its ratio is declining. The third is leverage ratio. Data has better debit ratios in comparison with MFI. It means data is less dependent on debit to finance its working. However, both companies have low debit ratio, which is favorable sign for them. The fourth one is profitability ratios. The total profit margin ratios of data is 25.14 in 2016, while MFI has 67.86%. The margin is huge, which is not a good sign for data. It means INOD is not using its assets probably and not controlling its expense for generating profits. The capital costs, the cost of capital analysis of data. There are two sources of to fund the business. One is equity, and the second is with the help of the debit. Mostly every company uses the combination of both of the funds, which is considered as a cost of capital and which is calculated by average. The above source known as the weighted average cost of capital. The cost of capital has been calculated in Excel, a spreadsheet file attached under the sheet named. After tax cost of debit, the total book value of debit has been taken from the financial statement of a company by averaging the last 2 years' data. Similarly, tax rate and the interest rate has been computed by averaging the last 2 data. The cost of preferred stock. There is no preferred stock in a data. The cost of preferred stock is 0. The cost of internal equity using a dividend valuation model data had not been paid for dividend over the last 5 years. Cost of internal equity using CAPM and the calculation of cost of internal equity using CAPM using information has been used, which is calculated from the market data and analytics research. Cost of internal equity and data had not paid any dividend over the last 5 years. Weighted average cost of capital is using all the above information that is I posted online. Weight of equity times cost of equity plus weight of debit times cost of debit times 1 minus tax rate, which comes out to be 3.04%. The conclusion for it, to sum up the overall performance of Innodata, we could say that the company has good liquidity position. The company can meet responsibility of its debt. It's also managing its assets properly uh, as compared to its competitors and fee. And and the debit management also in the data is outperforming MV corporation, and the data has less than one debit ratio in 2016, which indicates less dependency on debit to finance their business. The main attention is required by the data on its profitability ratio because it's been negative throughout the previous years. And a negative ratio indicates that the company is not enjoying enough profits, which can be generated through its sales. Uh, So data is doing a great job in the market, providing a good service, and if the company overcomes few of its flaw, then it can attract lots of investors, and it will be worth it to buy its stocks. Thank you.